Hello guys, this is a hot package. I didn't plan to do any filming today, it was only about the editing, but only just received this. Valentino's new makeup line. I'm so excited, I haven't even opened it, so we're gonna do it together. I know they have the cushion foundation, I think the foundation powder or setting powder, lipsticks, the what's it called, eyeshadow palettes. I didn't buy full scale of them. A is because it's bloody expensive. B is I want to test out their product first to see if they are as good as, whether they are worth the money. Then I probably consider whether I invest the eyeshadow palettes or not. Yes, I use the word invest. It's bloody expensive, so let's try out this one first. It's the Valentino traditional red box, and they give you a small carrier bag as well. Let's open this one together. That's a nice package, nice wrapped. When you are in that level, your presentation, packaging, everything counted. This is what we would like to see. So this is the Valentino's cushioned foundation. I got, the English. That's what we're trying to find out, the English name, because it's have the Chinese product details stickers on there. The full name is Go-Cushion On The Moment Light Lasting Wear. And I got the color LN2. Look at this baby. Oh, this is like a cushion, like a leather cushion feel. It is fairly bulky for the size of the cushion foundation. It's fairly standard size, but the color combination is absolutely beautiful. Is Valentino's traditional Valentino's red with the gold. Fairly good weight. The packaging is top.
Sorry guys, due to a technical issue, I lost my first trial video clip for whatever reason, and the first trial wasn't successful as I think I applied too much in one go. It was very cakey and heavy, especially after setting with the powder. So don't switch off, let's continue to see what does it look like with the powder.
Once it's been set with powder, it looks horrible. You guys see here, it looks like cakey up everywhere. Under the eye areas, it's very spiky. Under here, surround the nose. Oh my god. It looks horrible. Horrible. Oh, I don't know whether it's because of the powder I used. I used this powder with so many different foundations and don't have this outcome. This looks horrible. You know what? I'm going to remove all this. Then we do it again and set with normal translucent powder. And let's see if it's the same. And we're going to use a brush, like normal techniques everyone would use to set this. And let's see. I'll be back. Second time lucky. Let's see. This time I start with small amount. You know what? This time we're gonna do half face with the with the puff that come with it, and the other half I use damp sponge. Let's see if that make any difference. So far, I think, as I'm fairly light-handed this time, I think the finish the second time around is way much better than the last time, but instead the coverage is reduced as well, because you can tell the redness not really covered in a way, not covered as well as the last time. Same as here, I think the coverage, the thin layer would be only about 30%. If your skin condition is good enough, I think this one is very good to use, nice to use. But if you also have big pores problems, you may need to use a pore filler primer to work with this, because I find, at least work with the cushion, it's not that friendly with big pores condition, as you can tell, my nose area. So can't really. It's like either sits into the pores or stays on the surface. It doesn't really melt well with the skin. This is the thin layer. The other half I'm going to use a damp sponge. I think, here's my thought. With the damp sponge is way much easier compared to the puff that come with it. Although the outcome can be similar, I think it's very much the same, but as you guys probably tell how long I actually use the puff to really let it set in with the skin. But with the damp sponge, is literally just few taps, shows the same result as the other side. So I think I would still, unless you are very good with puffs, obviously, but if you are like me, you sometimes feel a little bit struggle with the puff that come with the change to the damp sponge. It's good. Let me see if I can layer it up with damp sponge and whether it's still showing the cakiness or not. I think my challenge with this foundation is once you start building up the coverage, once you start having a second layer on, it that shows the heaviness of the foundation. It doesn't matter how much you press it in, you still feel the second layer start sitting on the skin. It's not really melt in. It gets in the, it is not totally happy with it. I don't know whether you guys can tell the difference. This side I haven't put the second layer on, I didn't build up the coverage, but this side I did. From coverage perspective, this side has gone up a level completely, which clearly can tell. If you just compare this to here, you still can see my freckles, you know, the marks on my face, and this side is way much smoother from that perspective. But if you're really looking at the finish, especially surround the pore area, and when you have the face smile lines, it seems just to sit on the surface of your skin. You clearly tells that you kind of wear a mask. When you look at it with distance, it's not too bad, but if you get a little bit closer, you will know I put a thick foundation. Yeah, it's not even I had a foundation on, it's I had a thick foundation on. That's how you would feel. Yeah, I'm not totally sure about this. I think I need to let sit for a while and just to see a few hours down the line if this would melt in with the skin better. especially once you have natural face oil coming out, whether this would melt in better. Because some foundation can look heavy in the beginning, but half an hour down the line, when you have face oil come out, it start melting, can make your skin turns into a boiled egg, that type of feel. Yeah, it definitely builds up the heaviness once you want to increase the coverage. You do feel you got to really work with it, otherwise it gets cakey very easily. So I think for dry skin, you need to be careful. I don't know whether you'll be able to get a sample or something of this, or just to try on the shop. Just ask them to try it on your face right away, because it's expensive. So better to test it out yourself before you actually decided to buy. Apart from the packaging, which is no doubt 100% beautiful, other than that, I need to think about it. Considering this is the second time I'm doing this, I haven't set it. That's set it. This time I would just use normal Makeup Forever translucent powder, and I will use a brush, which is a very traditional way of most people how to set the foundation. We shall see. This time doesn't have that cakiness. I think it could be the powder I used earlier with translucent powder. Perfect, doesn't change the condition of the foundation, doesn't make it cakey or dry up or get spiky at all. I would recommend to set this foundation because before you set it, it's a little bit sticky. Okay, just zoom you in. This is with powder. I think with powder made it look slightly better. It's kind of soft the edge a little bit. It doesn't make it too heavy. It seems kind of, especially the pores area, with this Makeup Forever's powder make it much better. I think if it's just on its own, no. Let's see. We got one lipstick to try out. I will just do a simple makeup and then we come back. Now let's try the lipstick. Hopefully this one is good. This lipstick, let me get the full name, is Streaky Matte Lip Color, Light Lasting Wear. My color is 409A. Ooh. Very nice packaging. It's like it has, obviously you see the logo at the front, but this has more like, how to say, it looks like you can go out this way. So it's like a gold, it is like a gold jaw holded. It's a gold holder. It's like jaw holded because you can, if you see the detail, see the sideways, it has edges coming out surrounded. And the lovely red. Oh, very creamy. Although it says matte, I think it's more satin finish. It's not complete to a matte, at least from the swatches. It is a nice warm tone orange red. Let's try on the lip. It's very creamy. It's not like a normal matte lipstick. When you swipe on it, it's more silky. This is actually more creamy. I like the lipstick. I think the lipstick is nice. So now is the thin layer. You know, when you guys look at the lipstick swatches, I think it's nice to look at on the hand and try on the lip. And another tips I would recommend is to see the lipstick try on the full face, because sometimes when you just see the swatches and see the lip, it may not be as pretty as you think sometimes. I think the thin layer looks very nice. It suits all the skin tones, not a problem. It's not sticky, it is actually creamy. You do feel creamy. Although it's not a creamy finish, it is more satin finish. It's not matte completely. It looks very nice. Very easy to apply. Let me darken the color. Just put the second layer on to see. When you layer it up, it has more redness showing up. It's more towards watermelon, warm tone red. When you put a thin layer on, it's more orange base showing. But when you layer it up, it's add a bit more redness, which is I personally feel nicer. Oh, the lipstick is nice. Well, while we're here, have a look at the foundation again. I think the good thing is I don't have any face oil coming out just yet. I'm certainly sitting here for over an hour, so it still controls the face oil very well. I think from that perspective, although it's only, you know, an hour or two, but still, in terms of other details, it still remained similar as earlier on. So first impression on two of them. Lipstick, yes, it's definitely worth to try. It's very good quality in terms of the experience of applying it and the formulation. This one is really good, at least from first impression perspective. I will test it out throughout the day to see how, if it does last longer. Check out the details in the description box. But from the packaging, the whole experience of using it, and also the color that they create, the formulation is top class. I think it definitely can compare with something like Tom Ford for sure. In terms of the cushion foundation, if you don't like something too heavy or you prefer more natural finish, more skin type of foundation, this one will be definitely too heavy for you. And especially if you normal to dry or dry skin, you definitely need to try out before you actually buy one. You know, Valentino is not cheap at all, so definitely go and try out before you invest your money into it. Today I did twice applying the foundation. Less is more. It's definitely applying for this foundation. When you pile up too much, it gets cakey and crisp up right away. You need to do a thin layer first and layer it up a little bit. Again, hopefully this one lasts long. Seems now give it an hour or so, set into skin a little bit better. The finish is slightly better. It's not completely matte finish, it's semi-matte. The coverage you can build up to high coverage, but come with the heaviness. So it really depends on, you know, whether you like this type of finish or not. Best advice is still to try out. The packaging wise, top class. It's definitely luxury design for carry out this name. But in terms of the outcome and experience of using it, I think mediocre. I think there are better foundations out there. Hope you liked today's try out first impression video. If you do, don't forget to click the thumb up button, and most importantly to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on my next video.